30,000 foot overview. Of course, we saw this assault on Title IX, the federal law that ultimately, at least since 1972, so coming on up on its 53rd anniversary, has prevented men in women's sports within any educational program that receives federal funds. But we saw this assault on Title IX under the previous administration, the Biden administration. Donald Trump was sworn into office. He very swiftly and decisively signed an executive order reinforcing the original intent of Title IX, which would, of course, prevent bar men from participating in women's sports. But nonetheless, this conversation has continued because we have the usual bad actors who have refused to enforce this or follow, really defiantly ignore federal law. California, Washington, Oregon, Maine, Minnesota, these are just a few of the states in the recent weeks that we have seen boys standing atop the state championship podiums, as you said, specifically in high school sports. That was my initial comment. I was referring to specifically an incident out of Minnesota where a boy led his high school girls softball team to a state championship. I was commenting on this, highlighting how he pitched 5 consecutive games, 35 consecutive innings, only allowed for 2 runs in that 5-game stretch, highlighting how this was wrong. That's when Simone Biles really decided to come in off the top rails and issue a pretty slanderous, really venomous tweet that was riddled with personal attacks against me, saying things like I was truly sick, sore loser, I'm a bully, saying that no one in sports is safe with me around, and then would even further go on to say that I should bully someone my own size, which would ironically be a man. Pretty remarkable to me that she would say this, given I'm just about 6 months pregnant. I don't know many men who can do that. I'm about 5'5", not overly tall for a woman, I don't think, especially not for a female swimmer, maybe for a female gymnast,
Right.
not for a female swimmer. Nonetheless, we engaged in this little feud. There was a 48-hour period before Simone Biles decided to issue an apology, where in those 48 hours, I really felt bad for her, truthfully. She was getting dragged on social media for her stance and how venomously she took her stance. She had to turn off her comments on her social pages. But then, as I alluded to, just that start of that next week, she issued an apology, saying, really further clarifying that she does not believe that men should be in women's sports, to which I, of course, accepted her apology and even offered to, anything I can do to help advance the cause, to stand and really link arms together to continue to fight for a future for fairness for female athletes. Would love to do it.
Yeah, it was going to be my next question, actually, Riley. Would you and do you have interest in working with her in some way? Obviously, you are, 2 incredibly popular and accomplished athletes. Do you think there's something to accomplish together that could make a safer environment for girls out there?
Absolutely. Look, Simone is someone I've looked up to, I've respected for so long. She has done so much for women's sports, of course, for the sport of gymnastics, but even broader than that for women in general, which is why, again, her stance felt so deeply visceral to me, not because of the personal attacks, but more so, again, because how she used her platform, a platform where young girls all across the nation, young girls like my little sister who's a gymnast, they look up to her. In a blink of an eye, she effectively pulled up the ladder behind her. And again, a way that was, I think, done in a haste. I think there was a lot of ignorance to the issue when she issued her initial tweets on that Friday evening. But all of that to say, look, I think she would be a fantastic ally in this fight. Her platform is still incredible. Her career has been illustrious, to say the least. I think we could do a lot together if she was willing to do it.
Some people criticized you, Riley. I guess the charge was that you weren't gracious in accepting her apology. What's the reaction to the people who have said that in light of what Simone said? The essentially the "I am sorry" tweet.
I very graciously accepted the apology because, truthfully, she apologized on behalf of the personal attacks. The personal attacks never hurt my feelings. They really didn't. Partially because I know I'm on the right side of history. I'm very secure with myself. I've been married 3+ years. So to compare me to the stature of a man, I just don't think it landed like maybe she intended for it to do. So I, of course, accept any sort of apology on that behalf. I think the question is, would we have seen this apology 2 years ago, maybe even a year ago? It's pretty remarkable that now we have these public figures, celebrities, amazing athletes with platforms, who are now issuing groveling public apologies because of their pro-trans messaging. We wouldn't have seen that certainly 5 years ago. I would even say 2 years ago, we would not have seen that. So there's a part of me, of course, that is skeptical to how sincere the apology is, but nonetheless, uh, again, I'm willing to look past it because it never really hurt my feelings. It more so, I was more so heartbroken by the comments because, again, the message that it sends to young girls across the nation, young girls that I've spent the past 3 years defending their right to compete, to hopefully succeed, the same opportunities that Simone Biles had. I want every young girl to be able to receive the message that they are worthy of calling themselves a champion. So I think that's where it hurt to me, but none of the personal attacks landed at all.